everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another Color Wednesday video. Today I'm using the Quite the Pair stamp set as well as a die from Lunchbox Notes. Both of these products are from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to be creating a super easy watercolor Valentine's Day card set today. I'm going to be making some small 3x3 cards, and the first thing I've done is die cut some watercolor paper using that Lunchbox Notes die. I'm prepping the watercolor paper with my EK Success Powder Tool. It's an anti-static powder tool so that I can emboss some images on the top of the watercolor paper. So I'm stamping 3 different images from the stamp set. I first stamped the pears, and now I'm stamping the toad, and the last image is the paper airplane as well as the heart. And I'm stamping all of these in Versamark ink because I'm going to be embossing on top using some white Hero Arts embossing powder. So I put on that white embossing powder on the paper airplane so I knew exactly where it was, and then I was able to see that and then stamp the little heart right next to it. I applied white embossing powder to all 3 watercolor pieces, and then I heat set all 3 watercolor pieces until all of the embossing powder was melted and smooth. This is going to create a resist when I do my watercoloring over the top, and I'm going to do a really loose watercolor technique where I first wet the watercolor paper really liberally and want it to be super wet so that the colors will really move around. And then I'm going to quickly drop in color right on top of these embossed images. I'm starting with a blue color, and I'm just adding some little water to that blue on my palette, and I'm dropping it in over that paper airplane. And I'm making sure that I add enough color on top that it defines all of those edges and that I'm able to see the entire image. But at the same time, I want to make sure I'm not adding too much color because that color will kind of spread out and move a little bit because that paper is wet. I'm going to add a little bit of red right over that heart, and that's going to give it a little bit of color interest. And I'll add a little bit of water all around the edges of this piece here because I want to make sure that those edges really kind of wick away and have a nice soft effect. So after I drop in a little more blue, I'm going to come in with just some plain water and soften up that edge in that bottom corner just because I want it to be able to move a little bit more. Now I'm going to move on and start working on the middle image, which is the toad. You can't really see it on video right now, but in person, I'm able to see what the images are that are embossed on top. So I'm wetting that cardstock to make sure it's completely moist and ready for color to be added. Then I'm going to start with a darker green, and I'm mostly going to paint that right over the toad. I'm going to leave the lily pad that he's standing on to be in a lighter green. So I'm just adding a bunch of that darker green color, softening that edge with a little bit of water, and then picking up the brighter green from my watercolor palette and painting over that lily pad. Now, of the 3 images, I think this one has the most color on it, and I'm just making sure that there's a lot of color kind of seeping out around that image. This is a really loose technique. I'm not containing it to the lines, obviously, but it is kind of a fun way to watercolor, and it's messy, and you don't have to be super careful. So if you wanted to create many cards that were like this, maybe for your child's class or something like that, you definitely could do this, and I don't think it would take a super long time. You could even have your child help you with this, and I think that'd be really fun for them. Just kind of tell them, okay, make the frog green and then make the lily pad the lighter green, and they'd be able to help you with this. So I'm moving on to the pears. I'm using a yellow-green mixture that I've created. I really want it to be a nice bright yellow green. Now I'm bringing in that lighter green that I used on the lily pad, and then the darker green that I used on the toad. And I'm just moving down the image of the pears. Now I'm going to add a little bit of brown to the very bottom, just because if you notice that some pears kind of have brown tones on them. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to add a little bit of brown at the very bottom. And then I'm going to go back and add a little bit more of that yellow-green color to the very top of the pears. Just wanted to make sure that the leaves that were on top of the pears were really noticeable. And with such a light color on top, it kind of gets lost a little bit. So I wanted to make sure those would show up. So after I'd added all that color on top of these watercolor pieces, I hit it with my heat tool to help along the drying process. You could definitely let this air dry, but I was just in a hurry and wanted to move on with my cards. So I peeled the tape off the 3 watercolor pieces, and then I prepped my card bases. These are going to be 3x3 cards. So I took some 6x3 cardstock and scored it at 3 inches and then folded them in half. Put some foam tape on the back of the watercolor pieces and then directly onto these white card bases. So the inside of the cards are going to have the little pun saying or greeting that go along with these images. It says, "You make my heart soar" for the paper airplane. "We make quite the pair" with the 2 pairs. And then "You're totally awesome" for the toad. I just think those are really cute little sayings. I did want to mention that this video is part of the Better Together release blog hop for Simon Says Stamp. So if you'd like to see more card inspiration or project inspiration using those new Simon Says Stamp products, head over to my blog. Once again, thanks for watching. Just a reminder that all the supplies I used on this card or these cards for today are listed in the video description at YouTube or over at my blog. You can go get to my blog by clicking on that link up in the top corner. And on screen right now are 3 Valentine's Day cards from years past. So if you'd like to see some card inspiration, go ahead and click on those. You can catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys on Friday for a special haul video from jetpens.com. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.